While Dark Matter Season 2's renewal is excellent news for the show, it does also bring to mind a similar Apple TV Plus sci-fi show, but one that wasn't afforded the same opportunity to continue its story beyond a single season. The changes made to Blake Crouch's Dark Matter book to create the live-action adaptation created the chance for the multiverse saga to continue beyond the events of the source material. The other show in question wasn't an adaptation, but it was similar to Dark Matter in other ways. The success of Dark Matter means it can be added to the impressive ongoing collection of Apple TV Plus sci-fi shows. While it's currently unclear how long the show will run, its premise allows for the possibility of a multi-season story if Dark Matter Season 2 is also well received. Unfortunately, not all of Apple TV Plus' sci-fi projects are quite as triumphant as Dark Matter, despite being incredibly well made. There's one show in particular that demonstrates this. Dark Matter and Constellation are both multiverse shows on Apple TV Plus, but only Dark Matter made it beyond Season 1. Constellation Season 2 won't happen. Constellation Season 1's ending comes with a tantalizing cliffhanger tied into its multiverse storyline. This statement is also true of the ending of Dark Matter Season 1. While the two finales are far from identical, it would be a reasonable assumption that they'd both appeal to very similar fan bases. Unfortunately, Apple TV Plus only picked up Dark Matter for a second season while deeming Constellation unworthy of continuation. Constellation had a lot of promise, but it simply wasn't to be. Constellation's lone season earned it a score of 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a respectable rating. Dark Matter is currently 12% in the lead, sitting at a rating of 83%. While this scoring system has no ties to Apple TV Plus, it goes to show the critics' preference for Dark Matter over Constellation. The disparity is far more noticeable when the fan scores on the site are accounted for. Dark Matter's audience matches the tomato meter at 83%, but Constellation achieved a score from its viewership of just 63%. Why Constellation was cancelled while Dark Matter continues? Constellation may have been a bit too complicated to have a broad enough appeal. A big part of the reason for the Constellation cast being one and done is the simple fact of the show's streaming figures falling short of the mark. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Constellation did not make its way into Nielsen's streaming top 10 during its run. Inversely, Dark Matter sat highly on the Apple TV Plus charts throughout Season 1, moving in and out of the number 1 spot. There's also the potential explanation that Dark Matter is arguably a little more accessible than Constellation. The latter, while well-written, is an incredibly cerebral endeavor that can easily confuse a casual viewer. Dark Matter isn't exactly a simple narrative, but it is much clearer and less mysterious when it comes to what's going on. As a result, some viewers may have switched off from Constellation mid-season, while the nature of Dark Matter welcomed them in more.